Welcome to the Stronger Tides Podcast, the podcast for small business entrepreneurs and corporate executives to learn more about increasing their client or employee retention through a group cruise program. Ready to drop anchor? Here's your host, travel advisor Rita Perez.
Hello. Welcome back to the podcast. This week's episode, we are focusing on the group leader. Who is going to be leading your group? This could be a vice president, president, CEO if you're going on an employee retreat. This could be the same, the same positions. Maybe not as hefty, maybe more it's just you are the small business entrepreneur or you are the marketing person of the small business. So what characteristics do you need to know or do you need to have in order to be a successful group leader? Group cruise programs, they sound really amazing, but they're not really for everyone. And so immediately off the boat, who I'm thinking about are new entrepreneurs or new companies. This is not the product for you yet. You need to have a really good following, really more substantial organization in order to be pretty impactful and also cost efficient. And on top of not only those kind of requirements that I would look for as far as a great group to be successful, there's also certain qualities that you as the group leader need to have. And so we are going to dive deep into those today. The first quality is, of course, charisma. Are people naturally drawn to you? Do people take your advice? Are your events jam-packed? And if you're on social media, do you have a big fan base? Now, these are all signs for a successful group leader. And why this would make you successful and why I keep using that is there are certain minimums that you have to have in order to qualify for a group. And the minimums is pertaining to pricing and rates. So the more people you have, the better pricing. I'm not saying that you need to charter a ship with 1,000 people, but you also don't want to have just 5 people going on this thing. So that is part of the charisma, and people are drawn to you. People are drawn to you. They're going to be drawn to whatever it is that you have to offer, including a group cruise program. The second quality is enthusiasm. If you're not excited, you won't be able to get your group excited. And if you're not excited, why is somebody else going to be excited about this group cruise program? So that's a little bit obvious, but I think it's worthwhile to note. Third is leadership. Your group cruisers are going to be looking to you for guidance while on the trip. Of course, you're not going to know everything because you're not exactly in your element. You're not in the travel business, point blank. But a true leader will know how to find out the answers to the queries. And leadership is also about maintaining and demonstrating the right attitude in front of all your little lambs that are sailing with you. Hey, interested in getting an actual numbers comparison of a land retreat versus a cruise retreat? Honestly, when I was putting this document together, I couldn't even believe the great difference between the numbers. Visit StrongerTidesPodcast.com to be added to my weekly email list and get the download now. Back to the show. And I say that almost as a caution in a way that what you put out in the universe is what comes back to you. So one of my biggest things that I've learned in life is how important kindness is. So I feel like that goes hand in hand with leadership just because you're a leader doesn't mean that you have to act like a jerk. So please don't do that on your trips, because you don't want that vibe going on to the people that are sailing with you as well. And kind of going hand in hand is flexibility. So things aren't always going to go your way. Obviously, you know, in your business, things have not gone according to your plan, your 1, 2, 3s, your ABCs. It just doesn't happen. So that's why we go to the Z and the AA plan, BB plan. The same situations may happen, like not the similar situations, but something is going to come up that you didn't anticipate on your group trip. So the flex muscles that you use on land will most likely be needed in some situation abroad as well. Just as you would want your clients to show grace, be sure to show the same amount of grace if something should arise. And those are my 3 big important characteristics that you need to be a group leader. So charisma, are people naturally drawn to you? Enthusiasm, are you excited? Leadership, are you going to have the ability to lead your little lambs? And flexibility, things don't always go your way or what you anticipate, but you have to deal with them in the correct manner. Now, also note that these characteristics, it's really an all or none situation. You can't have the first 3 without also being flexible. You just won't be successful. You're leading by example, and the example you put on your trip will follow you back home to your business. Ding, ding, ding. Let's say that one again. You're leading by example, and the example you put on your trip will follow you back home to your business. And of course, the continued success of your business is why you're implementing a group cruise program in the first place. Group cruises are not for every business, as I mentioned in the beginning. But when the perfect synergy comes together, it is like a beautiful medley playing. And you, the group leader, are the conductor. So what do you think? If you've been a group leader before, are these kind of the characteristics that you think you have? Are there other characteristics maybe that I haven't mentioned that you're like, oh, Rita, you probably should have mentioned this one because this one was really important. As always, I have been your host, Rita Perez.
Thanks for joining us on the Stronger Tides podcast. Please subscribe to our podcast. And if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating or a share with your colleagues. Find us on social media at Rita Ventures Group Cruising and online at ritaventures.net. Until next time, happy sailing.